Alright guys, so today we're going to be doing a eyebrow tutorial, and I'm going to be starting out with my Morphe brush. It comes in like a little kit that I'll put in the description, but I'm just going to be using that with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow in medium brown and the Brow Duo in medium brown. And I'm going to be starting out with the brow powder, and I'm just going to be dipping that angled brush into the darkest shade and underlining my arch. So I don't ever start exactly where the hairs are growing, but like a tad bit under. You can't even tell. I can tell, but it makes a big difference. I used to outline my eyebrows on the hairs, but if you go on the skin right on the outline of the hairs, it makes a complete difference, and it makes a much smoother line because there's no hairs in your way, you know what I mean? So I'm just going to be lining my eyebrows with the powder and just making a straight line and kind of just shaping out how I want my eyebrows to look. And then I'm going to be doing the top of my eyebrow as well and just filling in using any of the product that I have left over as I'm going through. And I'm just going to be feathering it out in the front of my eyebrow, as you can tell, using a very light hand when you get to the front. And then just kind of feathering it back into my eyebrow just so it looks as natural as it can. And then when you get to the front, yeah, just keep feathering it and go upwards so that it gets a smooth, like, faded effect. You don't want it to be too harsh because you don't want those boxed eyebrows. We all know. We all know. You don't want those. Anyways, so, yeah, so we're just gonna keep filling and filling until we get the desired look that we want. And then we're gonna go back to the tail. So we're going to take that powder again and we're just going to fill it in. And you don't really have to be clean with this because just don't go outside of your eyebrow. That's just plain and simple. Everybody knows that, you know what I mean? And then we're going to go in with the dip brow. So I'm going to be dipping my angled brush, the same one, into the dip brow. And I'm just going to be outlining my eyebrow. I always love to use the dip brow on the arch because it makes it the sharpest. And I like to use the powder in the front to feather it out so it's not too harsh. So I'm going to be using the dip brow and just shaping my arch and making sure that it's very, sharp and not so light so that it looks clean. And then I'm going to be using a little bit of the dip brow, just using the lightest hand possible and going in the front and just kind of feathering that out as well. Just as you can see, you know what I mean? I'm not making a harsh line, but I'm also just making sure it looks very clean and lined up because the powder is very soft, so the dip brow helps to, shape that. And then I'm using the dip brow, which was a huge mistake, to make the effective hairs, and then I ended up brushing that out and going in with the powder and making eyebrow hairs because I thought these were way too bold. Like, what am I doing? I don't really know. And yeah, I mean, it didn't look that bad, but it needed to be fixed. And then I was using the dip brow and underlining the front of my brow, which I did like, and I will further do. And if my eyes look orange in this, it's because I put on eyeshadow that I had on a brush already, and I was just bored, so I just put on eyeshadow, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna film an eyebrow tutorial, even though I'm sick and my throat literally feels like razor blades. I don't know if you could tell, but I'm definitely sick. And okay, so then I'm going to be going in with this Morphe brush. I'll put that in the description too. And I'm just going to be using my Tarte Shape Tape in light sand and carving out my eyebrows. Now when I carve out my eyebrows, I don't directly use, because I have so much product on my brush, I put the product on my brush first. And then I just apply it to my eyelid without carving it out yet. And then when I have it deposited under my eye, then that's when I like to carve it out, as in right now. You see, I deposited it first, but it wasn't on my eyebrow, you know what I mean? And now it is. Now I'm going to go in and, make them how I want them to look. And concealer is super easy to make your eyebrows look as clean as you want them to, but it's also super easy to make a mistake because if you go a little bit above where you were going, you can easily make it look like you just took a patch of hair out, you know what I mean? Because you just covered all that brow powder or all that dip brow that you just put on your eye and took it completely away because it concealed it. And then whatever concealer I have left over, I just apply to my eyelid and make sure that my eyelid is primed, and I just use that as primer. I don't really use primers. I just use concealer. So whatever concealer I have left from my brush and from my eye, I just drag down and I just use that as my primer. And we were out of focus, so that's cool. But yeah, so and then I just use whatever's left on my brush and I just carve out the top. I don't really like carving out the top of my eyebrows because then they look way too bold. So I usually like to go in with a foundation that is the same shade as my skin or a little bit darker, just so that my eyebrows don't look so bold. And then I'm just going to go back in with a little bit of dip brow because I feel like the concealer did cover up a little bit of what I did. And I'm just going to be adding a little bit of touches that I felt were necessary for my eyebrows. Everybody's eyebrows are going to be different, but you can just go back in, do a little touch-ups, and then you should be good. And everybody's eyebrows aren't the same, so just do it how you think your eyebrows, will look good, and whatever you're comfortable with. You don't have to do it the exact same, but it's just a little tip that I have. And I used to use an eyeshadow as my eyebrow powder, and then I finally just recently got the eyeshadow duo, and it was literally the best decision of my life. I don't know why I was using eyeshadow, but seriously, eyebrow powders are meant for a reason. Anyways, yeah, so I hope you guys like this video. Give it a big thumbs up and hit that subscribe button, and also follow me on my socials, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys.